Hey everybody, welcome to another Small YouTubers Boost live stream. Thanks for tuning in. Just getting set up with social sharing all over the place, Twitter, Reddit, and of course Facebook groups. Could I get a sound check please? How do I sound? Can you hear me? And let's see, we got some people in chat already. Like the notification squad, thanks for showing up. I'm having an argument right now, but says hello. That is a cool name. You don't really have like a profile picture there, but that's kind of a cool name, and I really would recommend having a profile picture that goes with that. Like a clip art megaphone or something, or just like you or a face or an emoji just screaming or something. I think a name like that is very creative, and I think it cries out for artwork. And I think it at least for me, and I'm not an artist in that sense, it inspires a lot of ideas with me. So that's a cool name. I think you should do something with it, including a picture. All right, we got some people saying audio is good. Thank you so much. Tia Plays is here, says hello. Hello right back. Welcome. Slayer666 Mike Gaming, well, I hope I'm saying that correctly, says hi. Hi. Tia Play says, hey, there's only 3 people on. Where's the rest? Well, we're a relatively small show. These live streams tend to get somewhere in the neighborhood of about 100 views in their entire life. So concurrently, we rarely get much above 24, 25. We do better on Saturdays and Sundays. Today's a Sunday, so I'm not expecting this one to be huge. And so different people tune in during different parts of the live stream. So we normally get cumulatively about 75 odd viewers during the live, and then we normally get about 25 people who watch it later in the replay. If that's you, hit in the comments of the video, hit hashtag replay. I'd be very curious to see. One of the reasons that's helpful for me is that I want to try and understand the time zones and when is optimal. Like, I know Saturdays, in my experience, is the best day to go live if I want a larger audience on YouTube. But time zones, I'm still wrapping my head around. So that's one way that kind of helps me, is I get a sense of which viewers are available when I'm actually live. Now, these lives happen on short notice, so I do recommend subscribing with notifications turned on if you're not already. That way you can join early and chat, be part of the notification squad in the sense that your request, your question, your channel review, whatever you need, we can get to first, because I always run out of time, because there's never enough time to help everyone, but I want to help as many people as possible. And if you're serious about that, notifications is how you can kind of get to the, hopefully, top of the list, so that maybe if I don't get you in this live stream, hopefully in a future one. And so there you have that. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. I've got the URLs for that scrolling across the top there. So that's just something to be aware of. As for today, I think I'll have about 90 minutes to go. I was hoping to broadcast earlier and for a longer show, but there were some things I was dealing with that were urgent, and I had to take care of those before I could go live. So here we are. Unfortunately, that stuff cut into this. But that's just the way that life goes. I had an opportunity to go live today. Somewhat short notice. I dropped a hint by posting about it in our Facebook group yesterday when I found out this opportunity was going to present itself. So here I am. So, you know, what is it they say? We're here for a good time, not a long time. So let's see if we can't help some people. Have a good conversation about YouTube. Let's see where this thing goes. And so, yeah, I mean, we're not fully a numbers game here. We're supporting small channels. We are, in a sense, a small channel ourselves. And just to be clear, I don't make any claims to greatness or knowledge or anything. I have successfully helped some people. And that's amazingly fulfilling for me. I think when I met Ace of Vegas, he joined a live stream. I gave him a channel review. I think he was counting his subscribers in the hundreds back then, or he'd just passed 1,000. He's well over 5,000 now. In fact, I think he recently passed 5,500. Congratulations, Ace of Vegas. That is a great success story. It's all about niching down and, you know, sort of staying on topic, but also just being an amazing personality and a whole lot of other things. So I do recommend checking out his channel if you're interested in Las Vegas or getting free stuff on the internet. Particularly in Las Vegas. He's helped me. I've collabed with him. Wonderful guy. He speaks a bunch of languages, knows several forms of martial arts. He's funny and charming. Couldn't say enough good things about him. And so I have managed to help a couple people. Somebody messaged me a couple days ago, and I happened to have some time, and like I don't generally do this, but it was someone I had a pre-existing relationship with, and they said, hey, can you take a look at my video from an SEO standpoint? All I did was take like 90 seconds to take a glance at this person's video, and all I suggested was they had a description that was 1 sentence long. I recommended they triple the size of that description, and I gave them a little feedback about where they could find the source for that description, what it should be like a little bit, and apparently their views shot up immediately after making that change. I think they said they tripled, but I might be misremembering that, so don't quote me on that. So, I mean, I've helped some people. I run a Facebook group with 250,000 small YouTubers in it. I've been on the platform since 2006, filming videos since 2001. I have another channel with like 2,500 subscribers or something. So, I mean, take it with the appropriate grain of salt. I am not saying I'm an expert in anything, but at the same time, basically, it started a few years ago. I don't even know how many of these live streams I've done now or how long it's been. But people in the group were asking for me to do them before I started this. And to me, initially, I was like confused. I was like, why would you want me? Don't you want somebody who's made it big? Somebody like a Roberto Blake or somebody who, by the way, I massively respect and enjoy. Definitely a good channel worth checking out. And a lot of people said like no, because they know me and they like the way that I explained things. And so, thank you, massive compliment. And everyone who's watching, thank you so much for joining us. That is also a massive compliment. And so, yeah, I just started off. And when I started off, I was just trying to, my one idea when I started was, I was noticing in the group and elsewhere, a lot of channels, particularly smaller ones, were neglecting their channel description and tags. And so when I started these live streams, I was basically just trying to help people with that. Remind them that they're there and might need some updating or filling out if they were never filled out. And then it just kind of grew and grew from there. And so now it's become this whole thing, which is kind of cool. So anyways, that's our background. That's what we're all about. Not a numbers game because frankly, I just can't be here enough to make it a numbers game. I'm gonna lose that race every time, just because I've got other commitments, family, day job, my primary channel, Vacation Impossible. Check that out after the live stream if you want. But I have a lot of things sort of eating up my time. But I love doing this whenever I can, so this is a lot of fun for me. If one day I make it big and I can live off of my online things, then I definitely my ideal if everything became enough to live off of, my ideal day would be I'd wake up at 10 in the morning because I am a night owl. I'd spend a couple hours doing something for my Vacation Impossible channel, preferably, editing a video and publishing it. And I would have lunch, and in the afternoon I'd do a 3 to 4 hour live stream. Then I would have dinner with my family, and then enjoy the rest of my day. That would be the perfect life. Maybe not perfect. Perfect is unobtainable, and once you obtain it, then ennui sets in and it doesn't last. But that is a dream I have that might be exciting one day. And so then I'd be able to do a lot more for this, whether it's live streams or videos. On this channel, another reason to subscribe, I do have 3 videos that I need to edit. One is an unboxing of an inexpensive phone that films in 4K. That I recommend. So I have that in the works. I also have a video in the works talking about monetization and what you can expect to earn if you were in the top 3% of channels by a certain metric and stuff. So I'll leave that video to talk for itself. And then I have a third one coming out, which is unboxing the 4K webcam I'm using right now. And on top of that, I did recently pick up a new lav mic. So I'm going to be doing an unboxing of this whenever I bloody well find the time. So those are just some things you might expect from the channel in the future. I also recommend on this channel, if you're a first-time visitor, we have a trilogy of videos on SEO. So I recommend checking those out if you haven't already. I think they're really useful, both in a practical sense, but in a mind-opening sense, so that you can, if you're not comfortable with SEO, maybe you can wrap your head around it a little easier. Hopefully I explain it well, and give you specific concrete things that you can then go do on your old videos and going forward. So enough of the sales pitch about me. Brickworld Therapy says, whoop. Slayer 666 says, dunno, it's after midnight here, so probably asleep, but I can't, it's too hot. I sympathize. I'm in Canada, and no, we're not all igloos. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen an igloo in my life. And yeah, it's pretty hot here. We use metric heat measurement here, centigrade, so it's 26 degrees out, which for me is beginning to get kind of hot. It's when it hits 30 that I become listless and useless, and just I will have the air conditioner fan in my face and don't talk to me. And I've been hearing about, like, Iraq apparently had this summer they were hitting 52 degrees centigrade. I think I would melt. I would spontaneously combust at that point. That is a terrifying number for me. So I do sympathize. Hopefully I can provide a little distraction. You know, hopefully you got a fan going, some air conditioning. Maybe you're in a dark basement or something. Shut off all the potential sources of heat that is not this broadcast. Turn off all the lights. Anything that can generate heat is my advice. I grew up poor, so I know that game of, like, we don't have an air conditioner, so what else can we do? I played that game for many years. Thankfully, I do have an air conditioner now, but I've turned it off for this broadcast because I don't want the noise being picked up by my fine microphone that I'm using. Affiliate link down below if you're so inclined. My face is off a bit to the left. Let's see what we can do about that. I think it's really just positioning my head is probably... I think the camera's in an okay spot. I just need to, like, talk this way, not this way. I don't know if I could... Let's see if I slide this over. Slide this over. And then... No, because then I just have to go further to the left. I don't know, man. I'll do what I can. Let's see here. It's not about my face. That's why I'm the smallest thing on the screen, practically. Let's see. What else is going on in chat here? It scrolled on me, and I just noticed the left thing. So I'm like, oh, I need to do something about that. It's my new 4K webcam. I'm still kind of figuring it all out. But I like it so far. Spoiler alert for the review that I'll eventually make. What I want to do eventually is I got 3 webcams. My old 720p Logitech, my Asus 1080p, and now this 4K mystery one. One day, what I'd like to do is do like a side-by-side and have all 3 running and like switch between the sources so you can see the image quality. But God knows when I'll find the time. Audio is good. Thank you. Good. Yes. Good. Audio is good. Ray's beard. Yeah, it's coming back. It's coming back. I don't like it, but y'all do, so happy to be your monkey. Dance for you. No, you don't want me to dance. But yeah, no, the way it goes with my day job is anytime I have to go into the office, due to what's going on in the world, I have to be completely clean shaven, because if I became symptomatic, I would have to don an N95 mask, and I would need to get a perfect seal, and you can't do that with facial hair. So you can kind of gauge how long it's been since I've been in the office by how long my beard is. Okay, Tia Play says, can I please review my channel? I think you mean, like, can you get a channel review? I'm going to assume. And that's one of the most popular requests we get, so let's dive right in. Now, I am going to be reviewing this one channel here. Oh, right, I forgot to do this last time. I cap these. The free reviews I cap at 30 minutes. I got my new phone. I got to find the timer on this. So I'm going to start the stopwatch there so I don't go too long, but I'm not going to necessarily shoot for 30 minutes either. So yeah, I do these channel reviews, and here's the thing. I'm going to be looking at one specific channel, but I'm going to be talking very broadly in a lot of the review. So a lot of what I'm going to talk about might apply to you or someone else you know. Or it could just inspire you to have an idea. So I strongly encourage you to watch, pay attention. You might get something out of it. If you think I'm wrong, that's cool. Like I said, I make no claims to expertise here. I kind of laid out my background before, which Chris Voss actually recommends you don't do. He says in his book that I highly recommend, Never Split the Difference, he's like, don't go to your resume. And that's what I did, and so I failed. But anyways, the point of what I'm talking about here is that this can be a conversation. So in chat, I'm not going to be watching chat while I'm focusing on this channel review. I want to get my complete attention, and then I will go back to chat. So I apologize for taking a while to respond to things. But if y'all have feedback for this channel, want to start a conversation, that's totally great. We are a community. Let's all help each other a little bit. So we've got a couple channels coming up here. And from what I was seeing in chat, it looks like it's this second channel here that is the... excuse me. And that is the person who's currently in chat. So that's a little tricky. It's a bit of a challenge you've got with SEO here, because... you've got this channel here with 15,000 subscribers. Very nice little profile picture there. 600 plus videos. That comes up first. And the 2 results here are both for that channel. They look like live streams. And so you've got an SEO problem, to be blunt. And that's one of the things. These are going to be blunt. Like, I apologize. I'm not out to make anyone feel bad. But if I just am here saying nice things about you, I'm not giving you any value. Other than, you know, a little boost to the ego. I'll point out things that I like, but I'm going to try and give you concrete changes that you might want to attempt that might boost your channel. Since we are small YouTubers, boost. And so that having been said, you have an SEO problem in terms of your channel name, because there is this this larger channel here that has more subscribers and videos that is owning the top 3 results. However, after that, you do appear, so you are still what's known as above the fold, which is basically old-timey person speak for anything that appears on the screen without scrolling or clicking on anything. You know, it's like show more when you click on that. Anything after that is below the fold. So you've got that going for you in that sense. But I think this is likely to be an ongoing challenge for you. So that's a little tricky. And I don't know that I have strong advice right now beyond try to have your channel name in the description somewhere. It doesn't have to be at the beginning. And also in your channel tags. So you get some keyword alignment on your channel name to hopefully improve the SEO situation. But again, going up against a big channel is really hard because the king metric of all on YouTube is anticipated watch time. And so someone who has a 2-hour video, a 90-minute video, and this kind of an audience, now they're getting 700 to 900 views on these live streams. So, you know, larger than this channel. But that's potentially a lot of watch time, and that's going to be really hard to overcome because watch time is probably going to beat SEO most matchups. So that's just something that you should know. I don't have a specific recommendation there. It's just kind of maybe a little reality check. It's just good to know the challenges that you're facing. So we've got Tia Plays down here. Quick note before I go too far, my YouTube might look a little different from yours. I operate in dark mode. It generates less heat for those of you who are like in the summer in the northern hemisphere. You know, when your monitor displays a dark color, it doesn't waste as much power, doesn't generate as much heat as a result. And I'm a night owl, so I like it dark. That's just my thing. I also have the TubeBuddy browser extension installed with a legend account on it. And if you're curious about getting that, there is an affiliate link down below. There is a free version that has limited results. I went whole hog and got the biggest one, which most y'all don't need. Pro or Star is probably good enough. If you do want to get one of those paid plans, we do have a discount code that'll save you 20%. Don't pay full price for TubeBuddy, for the love of God, please. So, just wanted to explain to any newcomers what you're seeing. And so let's go into this review. This picture here is a little interesting. There seems to be sort of a white, bluish kind of blob, and I apologize if that sounds harsh. It's just how it looks. It actually reminds me as a fan of Doctor Who of the adipose, which was very cute. I think Mindy, one of the people on Vacation Impossible, had an adipose pop or keychain or both, I think, for a while there. I don't think she has those anymore, but yeah. So that's my first thought from my particular cultural and entertainment, pop culture experiential background. Maybe that is a familiar sight in some other fandom. I don't know. And one thing that I want to, again, general thing, not about this channel, but generally, when you're thinking about things like your thumbnail and your profile picture, whether it's on YouTube or somewhere, some other platform, one of the key things you need to remember is that this is for strangers. So if your profile picture is an in-joke, that's not who you're using it for. You're trying to get new viewers through those kinds of graphics. Save the in-jokes for like late in a video. Or deep in the description or something where your fans will go. If you got a Patreon, great place for in-jokes. But what we're trying to do here with the presentation of our thumbnails, our channel description, profile picture, we're trying to sell ourselves to a new audience that doesn't know who we are. And so the goals we want that surround that is we want to be unique. We want to be identifiable and consistent if we can be. And it's really key if possible. Sometimes it's hard, especially in a small picture, to try and convey what we're about. There's a big signal to noise problem on YouTube. So in order to cut through it, you got to be clear, you got to be unique, but you also have to make people quickly understand what you're about. People are lazy. Their brains are lazy. This is not necessarily a bad thing because another word for lazy is efficient. But we know that about general people. Let's use that knowledge to our benefit and make it easy for them to understand what we're about. And so you'll see that that's going to be a theme as I review channels. So it's the problem here also is that it's white with blue, like a light hint of cyany bluey something, which seems to come in on the sides in the lower half and almost on the crotchal region. From what I'm seeing here. And it seems to have like a really small kind of face on it, like a baby face or something. Maybe that's like from a meme, I don't know. Kind of animated. And then the background is like a light sky blue with a lot of clouds and what looks like a dirt road, maybe a chasm. a canyon or something where the person's standing where the break in the land is. I'm not sure. Or it could just be like the Bonneville Salt Flats. I don't know. The problem here is the foreground image is predominantly white with undertones of blue. The background is kind of the inverse of that. And the problem is there you've got the same colors. So the outline of the white blends into the clouds completely, to the blue background not so much, to the tan sort of ground kind of in between the two. So it's not really high contrast. If this image is a focal point, important, identifiable, if it communicates something about you or your brand, you might want to consider putting a drop shadow on it, or if possible, put it in kind of a different background, in front of a different background, if that doesn't change the nature of what you're trying to communicate. So let's see here. I love you guys to become a tier and join the tier squad. Subscribe with post notifications on to be notified every time. Okay. I don't know what the heck y'all channel is about. It says Tia Plays, so I'm thinking you're playing video games or board games, or maybe it's like a young child who's kind of playing games in their backyard kind of thing. I don't know. But it could be almost anything at this point. You could play with makeup. It could be you could view your travel adventures as playful. This could be so many different things. You could be like your region's best snooker champion. You could be a billiards expert. I have no earthly idea. Maybe you're a professional hockey player. None of that has been ruled out here. Not any of it. And so again, I'm giving you the perspective of a total stranger that knows nothing about you. And the thing is that people are judicious with their time, and again, they're lazy. So they jump to conclusions. Let's help them jump to the right conclusion. So there's some grammar things here, which kind of also bespeaks the message in chat. So I'm wondering if English might not be your first language. So you might want to consider using someone to proofread your things to help address that. There's also a service, Grammarly, I don't know much about, but one of our moderators, Melanie, in the Facebook group does. You could consider, if you're not in the group, I recommend joining. You could post about it there. She might be able to give you some advice on that. That could also potentially help with these sort of grammar issues, because the capitalization is weird. I love you guys is all capitalized, then to become a, and then tier is capitalized. Tier squad is capitalized and the rest isn't. So it's weird. It puts I love you guys on the same level as tier and tier squad because those are what have been chosen to be capitalized. I don't know what that means. I think a tier is what you call your audience. That's my assumption. Maybe this is an anthropomorphic teardrop that's come to life. I don't know. That's an interesting notion. And tier squad is probably what you call your audience, and each individual member of your audience you call a tier. I think that's what it is. At first, I thought you misspelled tier, like T-I-E-R, like tiers of Patreon supporter or membership of a channel. But then when I read it a bit more, no, I think you spelled it the way you meant to, and that's the word. I'm not sure. So what I think you're trying to say is that you would love people to become a member of your audience. And that is a fine thing to say, but absolutely not at the beginning of your channel description. And you're asking for people to subscribe with notifications on, and they have no earthly idea what your channel is about. Why would you subscribe to something you know nothing about? It doesn't make any logical sense. So, again, I hope that doesn't sound too harsh, but I'm trying to help here. And so the criticism that I offer, I try to have my criticism be constructive. I define constructive criticism as having 3 core pillars. It has to be specific, prescriptive, and come with no strings. So I'm going to try and be specific. I talk specifically about your profile picture, specifically about your right. Prescriptive, I will try to make recommendations like changing the background and a drop shadow. And I make this with no strings. You are free to use my ideas. You could copy down what I say word for word and put it in your description or whatever if you like. I give you full permission. That's fine. And if it works for you, awesome. Let me know. But no strings. So I'm not expecting you to do a single bloody thing I say. In fact, you could have gone away from this video by now, and you might not even be watching. I honestly don't know. So just laying that out there. That's my intention. So hopefully anything that sounds harsh, that blunts the emotional impact a little. So anyways, I think, yeah, you're asking people to subscribe, but they don't know anything. You need to, at the very beginning, say what you're about. Now, because you're in an SEO fight, you might not even have known you were in an SEO fight. You're in a drop-down, drag-out, bare-knuckled fight, and you might not even know it. I don't know. Maybe your competition doesn't know. Who knows? Anyways, because you are in an SEO fight for your channel, I actually recommend putting your channel name in the description, possibly relatively early. So finish this sentence for me. Maybe in chat you can finish this sentence for me. Tia Plays is about... Fill in the for me. What's your channel about? And then put that conceivably at the beginning of your channel description. This will benefit you in a few ways. One, by having your channel name in there, you're having that keyword alignment that I was talking about, so that maybe you can climb a little higher in the SEO ranks against your competition. Also, by saying what you're about right at the top, then people know. And the thing is, some people think, well, I want to appeal to everyone. And this is actually, this boggles my mind. There are so many YouTubers out there that keep what their channel is about a giant secret. And I don't understand it. In our Facebook group, people are constantly posting links. We ask for description. They don't want to give it. They fight with us. They argue with us. They call us names. Why are they so committed to keeping what their channel is about secret? I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think it's laziness that they just don't want to write what it is. That's not you. That's the thing in my group I'm ranting about there. But I just can't. Ray loses it. If there's a counter for that one in a live stream, there's many things that just boggle my mind about the behavior of small YouTubers, and I'd like to believe that it's because that they just haven't thought about it a particular way. And if I can open their minds to thinking about it that way, maybe they can find more success. Is my hope. And so don't keep what your channel is about a secret. We should be proud of our channels. If we are not proud of our channels, we're making the wrong kind of content for our personalities and our passions. So just get it out there. You should want to have every opportunity you can to tell people what you're about. And yes, not everyone's going to be interested in your subject matter. And you have to say goodbye to that potential audience. They were never going to be audience members to begin with. At best, they would click on your stuff, and as soon as they realize it wasn't what they were looking for, what they're interested, what they wanted, they will click away. Your retention time will suck. The algorithm might get triggered to think you're misrepresenting yourself. And that's a violation of the community standards, as I understand it. You can't say this is a music video featuring Tia Carrere or something, and they click on it, and it's a Dragon Ball Z video. You just, you can't, that might not be a great example, because I don't know, maybe she did a song for Dragon Ball Z. Point being, it can't be completely different. And you could have the video taken down, you can get a community strike, you could lose your channel for things like that. So let's all just take a moment and say, okay, my channel is about this. And if you can get that out in a sentence, they talk about the elevator speech. You're in an elevator with some important person that you want to sell yourself to, and you only have the time between floors to sell yourself. That's the elevator pitch, or whatever you want to call it, the sizzle reel, your channel trailer, whatever. What are you about? If you can say that quickly, that's great. You should want to say it every opportunity you get. And then you should put it at the beginning of your channel description, so that people always think about how my video shows up in search. But again, like I said, part of why I'm here is to remind you your channel shows up in search too. So let's try to fire on all cylinders here. That's how we beat the big guys, because we can't beat them on watch time right away. We have to have other ways to grow our audience and then compete with them on an equal footing, equal playing field. I was trying to say footing and playing field, and I came up with pudding. Don't try to walk on pudding. Okay, so enough about ranting on that. Let's dive into the channel here. Take a look at what's going on. So this channel is very early in its development. I can tell right away. There is no banner. So you're going to want to make yourself a banner. And again, if you can make that banner in some way communicate what you're about, that's great. Let me check your about page to see if you have any socials linked. See, this is problematic. I'm just going to say it straightforward. Now, this is a young channel, been around since November. You haven't even hit your 1 year yet, so fair enough. The good news is, with some simple change, in fact, you've made it to 600 subscribers with an incomplete channel. And that is something to be proud of. That's actually kind of impressive. So imagine if you do these things I'm talking about, how quickly your growth could take off from there. What's great and exciting about these new channels is little things that don't take a lot of effort. You can go in and just put a little effort into, a little care, and then it's set it and forget it. You've made your banner. It will work for you going forward. You update your description. It will help you going forward. It's the more advanced channels that is harder to help because they've probably already done those things. And so there's diminishing returns. It's like, okay, making this change will get me a little growth. Where, I think back to when I was starting Young Channel and doing those things and seeing the impact it had. And so you're at a stage where getting better is easier. The more you do it, the more it kind of gets harder to go to the next level. And sometimes more expensive in terms of cameras and equipment and things. We do have advice about that here on this channel, though, particularly microphones. I'm more of an audio guy. If you're looking for somebody to give you advice about cameras, Roberto Blake's fantastic. Also in our group, Elizio, one of our moderators, Elizio Way. He's got a channel on YouTube as well. It's worth checking out because he's more of like a camera business guy. So shout out to him. He's awesome. So anyways, there's some issues here with this About page. Can't put it off any longer. For one thing, where to begin? I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. There's no social links at all. And so what I would recommend you do is if you have a Twitter or an Instagram or Patreon or whatever tied to your channel, Snapchat, whatever it might be, go in and add that here. You can come in here and click edit, and you can go and add links when you're logged in as yourself and everything. And that will give clickable links to people to find you on other platforms. Don't worry about driving your audience away from YouTube. We want to find our audience where they already are. Remember, they're lazy, so let's go to them rather than hoping they come to us. The more we ask them to do, the harder it is to get them to follow those steps, especially the more of them there are, the more steps that there are in the process. So, for example, this live stream, you could subscribe with notifications on, but maybe you don't get the emails, maybe you do, maybe you're not on YouTube that much, so you might not get it. Another way you can know that I go live is by following me on Twitter. Because I tweet, generally, if I remember it, most times I do, I tweet when I go live. And so some people, that's just what they prefer. Maybe they're on Twitter all day long, they've got the notifications pop up on their phone. Maybe that's where they're more comfortable. Maybe that's where your audience already is. So at the very least, I strongly recommend Twitter because it's relatively easy to set up. You quickly get that thing created, and then sharing to Twitter is just a couple of clicks. And so you don't have to be a Twitter expert. You don't have to grow a separate Twitter audience. If you can, fantastic. But at the bare minimum, you should be on a couple of platforms for a couple of reasons. We have seen what's going on with TikTok. You've probably heard. It was already banned in India, and there was a 45-day warning issued for its ban in the United States. It was issued a few days ago, so it's probably got 40-some-odd days left to it in the U.S. Microsoft is trying to buy it. That might keep it alive, but we don't know. So for somebody who's maybe exclusively focused on TikTok, like I think a lot of people exclusively focus on YouTube, similar risk. The landscape can change. If you make children's content, when COPA came along, your channel ran into some serious issues. Getting shut down from comments, your interactions. And if you can't get comments, that's one of the metrics that they use in the algorithm. And so people who were creating that kind of content instantly lost the potential to get a boost from comments as interactions. Things like that. Monetization got a little tweaked because they couldn't run personalized ads. They could only run generic ads. Advertisers traditionally pay less for generic ads because it's a shot in the dark. They don't know if they're reaching the audience that they want to. So there's a lot of problems with that. And so a platform can change in an instant without warning. A platform could go down. There could be a server issue for a protracted period of time or even a short one, just enough to turn people off. So you're going to want to be on a couple of platforms. And again, Twitter, that doesn't take creating separate content for Twitter. So that's like an easy one in terms of your effort and workload. And also, it helps towards getting verified on other platforms. YouTube has specific requirements around that, but other places like Instagram and Twitter, they take a holistic view. And so if they see that you've got the same profile picture and name and type of content on multitude of platforms, they're like, wow, this person's serious. They're big. They've got a following, and these are all increasing the likelihood that you might get that verified checkmark somewhere else. And that only brings gravitas to you, and it locks out imposters. Small YouTubers Boost on Facebook is constantly dealing with imposters. There's groups that create slight variants of our name and even copy it perfectly. There are people who have copied our rules and posts that I've written verbatim and tried to pretend they are us. And so that's tricky. And so when I first noticed this happening, I created Small YouTubers Boost accounts on Instagram. I created a subreddit. I created a Twitter account on a bunch of different platforms, if for nothing else than to lock down the name. So that if one day, and I did the same for Vacation Impossible, my primary channel, so that if one day it blows up, if one day, I don't know, Jay Leno tweets about me or something, somebody, I get picked up by the news, or I don't know, for whatever reason, if the algorithm gods smile upon me, and I end up on trending one day or something, I don't know, and a bunch of people are like, hey, that guy's successful, I want to make money off of his work, and it's already happened to a degree. They can go and try to pretend me somewhere else, pretend to be me somewhere else. And so if there are 3 Twitter accounts with the name of my channel, but mine is older by 2 years, which one are you going to believe is me? The older one. So you're going to want to sign up for some social media things in the name of your channel if you haven't already, and you can link them here. And yeah, people have tried to repurpose my Vacation Impossible content. A travel agent stole one of my videos, re-uploaded it under her channel. It was responsible for 2/3, I think, of all of her views. I issued a copyright strike. It got taken down. And I will do that without apology. when people steal my content. So watch out. Fair warning. Because I made effort into that, and they were cutting into my views. So protect yourself against imposters in that way, and also make it easier for people to follow you on the platform they're comfortable with, where they already are. And back up a way to reach your audience if YouTube one day goes bonkers and you have to reach your audience some other way. If I go to a channel that I love and it's gone, the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to another platform to see what happened. And okay, you're not on YouTube. Are you gonna post those videos on Facebook, or like, do I need to follow you on Twitch? What's up? If like, you know, if Pat Contry disappeared off YouTube, I would find him. I would do my best because I'm a giant fan. So anyways, there's that. Then there's also a section where you can make your email address visible. Now, I still don't know what your channel is about. I didn't really look at the videos. I really quickly clicked off. I'll go back to that if there's time. But on your About page, there's nothing here that tells me anything about your channel, even looking at the whole thing. In the search results, it gets truncated. Here's the whole meal deal, and I got nothing. And that is a problem. Also, your channel name doesn't appear anywhere in your description. That's part of why you're losing that SEO fight. Just go in there and find a way to organically, as part of a natural English human sentence, to include your channel name here, and it will help you to rank a little better in search. And tell people what you're about. Another thing you've got here is you've got these subscriber goals. There's a couple of problems. One, there's a space after the 100, but not the other numbers. Looks unprofessional as a result. It's a nitpick, I know, but it's also easy to fix. And also, this tells me that you're all about building an audience and you're about the numbers. Now, that might be an erroneous assumption. I could be completely wrong about that. I kind of hope I am. But this tells me not what you're about in terms of content, but it tells me you're focused on just getting a big audience. And it doesn't make me want to look at your content or subscribe. And it's the opposite effect. This makes me think, go somewhere else. Run away. Run away. But again, easily fixable. Tell people what your content is about, and if at all possible, try to tell them why you make content. Affiliate link down below. Start with why. Strongly recommended. It'll tell you all about that. It's a great read. If you're looking for a nice, late summer read, it's fantastic. So I would recommend removing that. It is good to have goals. In the TubeBuddy mobile app for your phone, it does a great job of tracking your goals. It sets goals for you. It lets you know when you achieve them. It gives you a little graphic that you can share on social media, wherever you like. This kind of stuff is great for your audience you already have behind the scenes, right? So again, if you had a Patreon, after you get to 1,000 subscribers, you might post things like this on your community posts to acknowledge important milestones. You could do that if it's something your audience responds well to. I'd be careful about it. Don't assume they're going to like it, because most audiences care about your videos. They don't care how the hamburger is, or what is it? They don't care how the hot dog is made. They don't want to see the behind the scenes stuff necessarily. And with a channel as young as yours, you might not yet know your audience to that degree. And so I would caution against it, because when you show behind the scenes stuff like bloopers, that's funny. They can identify with it. It humanizes you. That's great. When it shows that you're hitting numeric targets, it makes it look like you're maybe just after the money, just after the fame, or you're behaving like a business. And so those are reasons that put a barrier sometimes between you and your audience. Whereas if they understand why you're doing this, why are you putting in this work, then if they believe what you believe, then they might want to follow you on the journey and support your cause. Much more than, oh, I really want to see this person hit 700 subscribers. Why? Why is so critically important? If you can answer the why, the answers to those questions will make the rest of everything you do easier. It'll make the way forward clearer. I strongly recommend you consider that. So yeah, another important reason why you want to tell people in the description what you're about is because that will contain keywords. If you're about playing the PlayStation 4, then the keyword PS4 and PlayStation 4 will probably be in there somewhere. So the algorithm has more confidence what you're about, and if people search that, you're more likely to come up in the results. Now that's a bad example because it's a short and popular keyword. If it was something longer, like an obscure author's name or something, maybe you're a giant fan of and you do book reviews or something. He's not obscure, but Simon Sinek, for example. If I was all about this book, I'm about more than that. But maybe I would say, like, I try to apply Simon Sinek's Start With Why philosophy to YouTube. I could say that if that was a search term I wanted to rank on. Right now, nothing here that you're likely to rank on except maybe that tier squad thing, maybe. And again, you can keep the tier squad. That's fine. Just put it lower in the description. Is my advice there. So let's see if I've got 4 minutes left. I want to try and figure out what this channel is about. I'm seeing unicorns. I found a secret in the lighthouse, Overlook Bay. Is Overlook Bay a game? I honestly don't know. Overlook Bay, Pets versus Adopt Me Pets. Okay, making me think Overlook Bay is a game. But you're not capitalizing Bay like ever. So that makes me think it's not the name of a game. Because we capitalized the first letter of the words of names. In video games, for example. I hatched pods until I got both godly pets. You won't something. Overlook Bay trailer. Okay. If this is a game, and you made a trailer for the game, all right, that's kind of cool. You've got some fairly short videos. One of these could serve as a channel trailer, which I would recommend. Ooh, I got to get the logo in there. Got it from Vistaprint. And then I put a sticker on the bottom for the Mario Marathon when I was broadcasting from home. Just shameless self-promotion. Anyways, eating, drinking things that make you fast. 500 subs special giveaway winner. That's interesting. So, yeah, I'm guessing it's about a game that's called Overlook Bay, I'm thinking. And so the thumbnails here are not bad, but the text is a little problematic. Like the logo in this third one here is largely covered up by the unicorn and the godly, so I would consider removing the logo and just let the background stand as contrast, because otherwise it's a lot of white on white there. The Overlook Bay trailer one, that's pretty good. One thing you might want to consider is these are really pastels, and if that's the aesthetic you're going for, that's great. But one thing I'd recommend is if you do a Photoshop, play around with the vibrance setting, both the saturation and the vibrance, and see what happens. You could make your colors look a little richer just with a simple tweak. I believe my Photoshop tutorial on this channel shows you how to do that. For thumbnails, so that's something to keep in mind. You're doing some good things here. You're avoiding the bottom right hand corner where the time codes are, so that's good. Do you have any playlists? You gotta make a playlist. You gotta make a playlist. Every video on every channel, anywhere, ever, at all times, just to be clear, should be in a playlist, at least one. Even if your playlist only has one video in it. This is important because the name of the playlist and the description on the playlist feeds into the SEO and that keyword alignment of those videos. And that helps YouTube have increased confidence that they know what you are about. And right now your channel is kind of a walking mystery. Now, if I was a fan of what I think is a video game, Overlook Bay, then this might speak to me. But since I'm not, I don't know. And that limits, I think, a little bit my ability to give some advice, but I'm coming up on my half hour here. So that's kind of really what that boils down to. You can also, on your home screen, you can add another horizontal row of popular uploads, and that will have a list of 5 to 6 videos, depending on device, of your most viewed videos, in order of which has the most views. And that list will automatically update itself over time. It's one of those set it and forget it things. Another thing I recommend is you can activate a module to recommend other channels. And if this is a video game, you could recommend the official channel of the developer, perhaps, or other people who cover the game. And that will also help you both with the community and with SEO. That is my half hour. I have to stop myself, or else I'll just waste all my time talking about one channel today, and people get upset with me when I do that. And I don't blame them. Satisfying Slime says, hello. Stupid Robot Fighting League says, beard, 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 beard. Shared your link in the group, presumably my link. Thank you for doing that. So did I. I marked it as an announcement, but I appreciate it. I just subscribed to Satisfying Slime. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really hope that this in some way helps you. We've got a lot of useful videos here. We got TubeBuddy tutorial videos, lots of stuff you can check out afterwards. And you know what? There's a lot of negativity in the world right now. A lot of people are just screaming at each other. A lot of negativity. A lot of reasons to be depressed. You know, certain unnamed virus running around, economic issues, all sorts of things. I have a video called "Motivation for YouTubers," so maybe it'll help. I don't know, but if you're having trouble finding your motivation, it speaks to kind of like there's two separate parts. One is about like I already know what I want, but I'm having trouble getting my butt in gear to do it. And so I kind of have a strategy for getting past that. And then the other half of it, I'm talking about people who don't necessarily yet have that plan, kind of how they can find that motivation themselves to push themselves forward. So if that's something that might be helpful for you, particularly in these kinds of times, might be worth checking out. Let's see. Thanks. Brickroll Therapy rules. You got a new subscriber. My sis told me to subscribe. Thank your sister for me. Tell her Ray says thanks. Actually, say that like with no context. That'd be funny. Just wait like a couple of days and just like randomly at dinner be like, Ray says thanks. go back to dinner. Just don't even tell her. Just see what happens. I'd be curious. Like, is she gonna know who I am or what the heck you're talking about? I think that would be funny. All right. Please channel review. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that name. Okay, Akpoj Ewe and Akpoj Odor. There, I tried. Let's check that out. I probably butchered that. I am sorry. Doing the best I can, but let's take a peek. Let's start the clock again. This will probably be my last channel review because, like I said, I only had 90 minutes today, and I want to do more than just channel reviews. But let's start the clock. Okay. It's interesting that it wanted to autocorrect to a different first name. And again, I'm assuming this is your first and last name. I don't know. But it looks like you're coming up first. Let me just see if that's a match to your profile picture. It is. So you've locked your channel name down for SEO currently. So that's Jace, King Jace. Wait a minute. I've seen you before. I've reviewed this channel before. I think I might do a light touch on this one. I know that name. Just because it's a repeat, and so I don't want to spend too much time on a repeat. I want to give some other people a chance, but I'll take a look and I'll give some advice. But this will probably be like the lightning round, so maybe I can squeeze in another review before I have to get out of here for dinner. Honestly, I'm having A&W for dinner. Very fancy, I know. Okay, I love making videos a lot. Doesn't say much. The I isn't capitalized. Looking good is good business. I'm a reactionist. Reactionist. That's interesting. I've heard of reactor. Reactionist. I mean, given that the people who made the React channel were trying to copyright React and Reactor and all that stuff, calling yourself a reactionist is kind of cool. I don't know if it has a different meaning. I'm not going to dictionary.com right now. Partly because if you get one letter wrong in that URL, it takes you to a nasty place. But I think that's actually a good idea. Branding yourself as a reactionist. I mean, I'd almost be tempted to just call yourself the reactionist if that's not already a thing. I don't know. You can check the SEO on that on your own time. Use TubeBuddy, Search Explorer. Keyword Explorer will help. Maybe something to consider. Yeah, it reminds me of a thing from the Completely Unnecessary podcast where there's collectors and somebody called themselves a collectionist, I think, or something like that. And at the time, it was very funny because it was just somebody talking in a retro gaming store. But calling oneself something like that on social media, that could become a brand because it's unique. But it kind of expresses what it's about. I kind of like that. Like, you know, I think I might just check it. Like, I want to know. Let me think. What's the best way here? Quick little TubeBuddy tutorial here. Let's go Keyword Explorer. Reactionist. It's pretty good. Search volumes are relatively low. There's some competition. This is the unweighted. And then, so that's a 47. If you're a Star Trek fan, that number should amuse you. The reactionist ironically gets a lower score just because I think the search volume tanks. That's interesting. I'm on something here. I've got an idea. I gotta know. Okay, there is someone who calls themselves the reactionist. They hide their subscriber count and only have 19 videos. Oh, and there's another one down here. 3 subscribers, 3 videos. I don't know if that's something you want to do or if somebody else wanted to do it. You'd have a slight SEO fight on your hands, but I think there's a potential there with that name. So feel free to use it with my permission. I don't have the rights to it. I don't know if anybody else does, blah, blah, blah. Use at your own risk. But if anybody out there does reactions and want to call themselves a reactionist, I think that's got potential. So anyways, I would drop off that first full sentence. I don't think it helps you with SEO. It doesn't explain what your video about. Bad capitalization. Also 2 dots. That I think you meant 3. I'd just lose that first sentence. Saying looking good is good business. I'm a reactionist, the reactionist, whatever, and then go from there. I think that's good. I like looking good is good business. I think we talked about this last time. That rings a bell. Let's dive in here. Got a channel trailer. Welcome. Before you proceed. I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. It's got like an RPG feel to it. It looks like it's shot in 4:3. That's a little dicey. YouTube is primarily a 16:9. platform, so please try to upload in 720p, 1080p, or 4K if you possibly can. I've switched most of my rendered, edited videos to 4K. Haven't gone 4K on the live stream yet. Need to tweak some OBS, see if it's even capable of 4K. I don't even know yet, because I only just got the 4K webcam, and I haven't had time to play with it yet. This is literally my 3rd time using it. This is the advert for my YouTube channel. Again, that doesn't tell me anything. As much as I like the watch before you proceed thing, I think it's a cool title. I think you want to bulk that up and actually say what your channel is about in text there as well. It will help you with SEO and searchability. So you got your uploads. That's cool. Photos where cropping changes everything. Yeah, I've seen that kind of stuff. That's funny. Popular uploads. That's weird. I don't understand how the thumbnail size changes halfway through this. This is I haven't seen this before. I don't know what that's all about. That's a little weird. I don't get it. I would recommend going horizontal. I remember this. The cakes that look like real things. I reviewed this recently. Created playlist. So that's a playlist of playlists. That's not bad. Yeah. Okay. And you got your videos, and I think you got your playlist because I probably ranted at you for that. I'm just going to assume all those playlists have descriptions. Which means I do reaction videos and a little butt of tips and tricks. I think you meant bit. Call it a hunch. Your email here is that can be collected by people going for spam. So I recommend just have it down here. Don't have it up there because your spam ratio is going to go off, and then it's going to be a lot harder for you to be able to tell the legitimate offerings from the spam. So I would recommend removing that. In terms of I'm a react. I would say looking good is good business. I'm a reactionist. I do react. I like drop the which means. Just say I do reaction videos, and a little bit of tips and tricks or some tips and tricks. That's all fine. The pizza thing's kind of funny, and you've got your Instagram linked there as well. That's showing up there. What's this last one? What is this? Oh, TikTok. Okay. Well, I ranted about TikTok earlier. I don't know if TikTok is set up to have a proper logo on YouTube. Couldn't tell you. And you have the is this the same channel? Do you just have like a recursive link? You do. I would take that out of there. That doesn't do anything. So take out your YouTube link from here, the YouTube channel. Just nuke it because it will just take people back to where they already are. And frankly, the red draws away from the red of your subscribe button. You want people to click subscribe, not this thing that refreshes your channel. That'll just confuse them, look a little unprofessional. So I would cut that out, especially since here you're pushing Instagram pretty hard. It sounds like you want to grow Instagram. If you knock off this YouTube thing, then Instagram will take more prominence, and you might get more traffic to Instagram that way. That's a short little channel review. But like I said, I've already looked at this one, so I want to give some time for another channel review and time for me to wrap up. Brickworld, I described it. Excellent. Always good when the mods follow the rules. Ray, tell them about Fortnite. Yes, Stupid Robot Fighting League is going to be in Fortnite. This is just... I just can't. This is amazing. Stupid Robot Fighting League, amazing channel. Go check it out. It's like nothing you're gonna see anywhere else on the internet. I can almost promise you. And you know they sponsored my podcast one time. They issued me some mukbang challenges that I've done on Vacation Impossible. They're a Patreon supporter. Love them to bits. They're a great supporter of all that I do, and I don't know why, but I'm grateful. And anyway, so they've done some. John from Stupid Robot Fighting League thinks out of the box in a way that I haven't seen. It's so unique. And I know unique's binary, whatever. It's unique. Grammar people are gonna come after me. Given that I kind of go after other people, it's like only fair. But anyways, he's collaborated with bands. And there's a tip video from him, a member tip video, one of our first, I think, if not our first, here on this channel you can go check out. And he's been featured on ESPN, and through the ESPN connection, he's going to be featured in Fortnite. I mean, do we give awards for this kind of thing? Most original, promotional strategy maybe or something. Like we should get little trophies made up. He'd clean up though. He'd be like John Larroquette in the 80s winning all the Emmys. But like, wow. So my hat's off to you. It's so off that it's elsewhere. Although here we go. let me get this framed up right. So I got my Mario Marathon cap here. I doff my cap, sir. That is amazing. It's mind-blowing. I can't wrap my head around it, but I'm super excited for John. So that's so fantastic. Remember us when you're famous. And like I gotta look because this has upset me time and time again. Let's actually see. Okay, autocomplete gets... All I had to do was Stupid Row, and then the autocomplete goes to Stupid Row at Fighting League. That's pretty solid. 730 subscribers. Okay, that's better, but this is still an offense to me that these guys do not have, like, double that. That's insane. And I swear to God, one of these days, I'm going to blink and it'll double. Because it has to. It just has to. Between the original content, just how nice the guy is who does it, and you know, the off the wall, but like genius ways of promotion that he's attempted. That's gotta do it. It's gonna happen, and I'm sure you'll remember me and whatever kind of beard I have when you're famous. And you know, I would. When the world opens up again, and if I have the financial means to do so, I would certainly love one day to, I would love to do like this whole Oceania thing where I would love to go take a cruise, either to or from, or starting from and ending in Australia, and then at some point maybe hopping over to New Zealand. It would be lovely to meet you, John, in person, one day, hopefully. Let's see here. How do you get 1K? It's my sister's dream. Her name is Tia Plays. Oh, you're both here. Okay, so my family dinner prank isn't going to work out since you were both here for that. Yeah, how do you get 1K? I actually have a video here on the channel. It was my last edited video that I produced, and it is how to get 1,000 subscribers. And I do recommend watching it. It has, I think, like 7 or 8, maybe 9 specific tips that you can follow, and I've chaptered it out. So on the timeline, you can click through if it at some point it annoys you or you're like, I already do that, Ray. You can click ahead and navigate it very easily. For anyone who's going to go watch that video, I want to apologize for the intro. The beginning sucks, and it's intentional. I'm actually making a point. The beginning of that video is almost a form of protest. Basically, I'm not mocking YouTubers, but what I'm doing is I'm trying to show you like how you can take SEO too far. And so by hopefully showing you the extreme, and so my opening to that is like the extreme. I felt dirty filming it. But hopefully it's a little funny. I don't know. But by taking it to an extreme, I think I show you like, okay, I don't want to go that far, but I can go in that direction a little bit because YouTube can hear us. Well, hear me right now. It fairly well knows the words that I'm saying. It doesn't live caption, but, you know, in edited videos, uploads, and stuff like that, the auto captions, it gets pretty close. So even if you don't caption it yourself, YouTube has a sense. And so if you say out loud the words that are in the title and the description, the tags, the comments, channel tags, channel name, whatever, then that also helps with keyword alignment. And so I show you like the most ridiculous version of that at the beginning of that video. Then we crash into animated intro from PlaceIt. If you need animated intro or end cards or interstitials or stuff, PlaceIt's amazing. Versus some of the prices I've seen charged by people who promote and sell things in our group, pretty competitive. It's better than a lot of the prices I see. We've got a 15% discount link down below. So if you click that link, it is an affiliate link, but honestly, to this day, I haven't made any money off of it, and I'm okay with that. But I use the service and it's fantastic. But yeah, clicking the link gets you the 15%. You don't even have to remember a code. So it works out to like $12.70 a month, and even cheaper if you buy a year at once. But they've got all these templates and you can edit it super, super easily. So even if you don't know what you're doing, this guy sometimes, you can totally do it. You just type in the text you want. Bob's your uncle. It's great. But anyways, and then from there I go on to about 8 different tips. A lot of the things that I was talking about in the review that I was doing will, if I'm correct, get you more subscribers and get you closer to that 1,000. And one of the things I mentioned in that video that's probably worth repeating, and I think I'll probably actually close off channel reviews now just because I'm running out of time. One thing that I think bears repeating is that the Where was I going with that? Lost my train of thought. Oh, I remember. One thing that bears repeating is that subscribers do not generally lead to views. And when they do, it's in a very small number, a very small percentage. I'm talking like 2%. 2% is pretty marginal. I mean, hey, let's get every percent we can. But the way that that goes in the current state of YouTube, like pre-2011, it was different. Pre-2010, it was different. But since 2010, subscribers meant less and less in terms of views. But views get you subscribers. A lot of people have it on backwards. So if you focus on getting views, that will drive subscribers. So that is a recommendation that I strongly make and encourage people to do. Is don't focus on that subscriber number. Focus on the view number as much as you can. And that is what will take everything else off. If you're about making money, and that is totally fair, entrepreneurs out there, go get them, Tiger. Speaking of feeling dirty saying things. But honestly, entrepreneurs out there, I mean, I like to think of myself as a bit of one. I'm kind of experimenting in that area, partly so I can hopefully come back and give you guys some useful advice and actionable items. But like even before you have 1,000 subscribers or after, whatever, if you're wanting to monetize in some way, affiliate links like the kind I've got down below, Amazon in the US. You can do that prior to meeting particular thresholds, and there's other things you could be an affiliate for, whatever. And so, what drives those affiliate sales? Well, it has to begin with a view. If people view the video, then there's a chance they'll look in the description and click on those affiliate links. But without the views, nothing else happens. And so it begins there. And that's why I'm talking about things like make your thumbnails for strangers, because that's how you get views, new views from people that don't know who the heck you are. And that's where I really recommend. And it's funny because I mean it's like one of those things they say, like, you know, whatever you want in life, if you're like totally focused on it, you just don't get it. And the second you stop trying, along it comes. When you stop focusing exclusively on subscribers and then instead focus on views, then the subscribers come. It's a funny thing about the platform and about life, but that seems to be how it works. Oh, nice beard close up there. I'm so far behind in chat. You helped my channel. Cool. Glad to hear it, Tia. Subscribe and put on notifications. Thanks for that. Satisfying Slime. Sean Holden. Hey, would love a review. What do I need to do? See, I feel bad because I closed off reviews. Got a little time. Maybe I can do like a micro review or something. Can someone please songify this entire stream, please? Seconded. I give you permission. That would be funny for me. Now I'm like trying to sound slightly, I don't know what the word is. Okay. Oh, yeah, maybe I'll throw like 15 minutes at this. I don't know. Sean Holden. Okay. Got a couple of things here. So I'm guessing this is your name. And that's fine, but again, YouTubers, about using your real name. I mean, the internet's a scary place. I spent a big portion of this weekend getting death threats about an unrelated thing. Super glad I don't use my full last name anywhere when that kind of thing happens. And so if you're using your first and last full real name, that's something to think about in the future because, like, you know, a certain percentage of people are just crazy. And when your audience reaches a certain size, I think it's just math that a certain percentage of your audience is going to be crazy. There's just no way around it. It's just the world. And so for those new channels, thinking about what names, and you think, I'll just use my name. Maybe not your full name, or maybe not your real last name, or something like that. Something to think about. The last thing I want is to see anybody have any kind of like safety issues and privacy stuff. So it's just that's when I see full names, I worry about that a little bit. But anyways, I don't want to scare anyone or anything. It's just something for those other YouTubers out there to consider. You got a pretty nice picture there, in the sense that, like, you know, it's nice and colorful. You're crisp, you're clear. We see your face. The expression is a little blank. I'm seeing that we've got a couple videos of yours underneath, thumbnails. In that top thumbnail, you got a really nice smile, for example. In the second thumbnail, you got this kind of nice, like, you know, isn't that interesting kind of look. And so I like that. And so I think an expression like one of those two would be a little more inviting, a little more playful, a little bit more emotionally engaging and interesting. But don't get me wrong, it's a lovely picture. The only real problem with the picture, other than maybe the facial expression, is that it looks like you've got that sign of yours that you're using quite consistently and I would say effectively, is that the E in welcome has been cut off. If you wanted to retake that picture with a different expression, something a bit more expressive, if you will, because it's a little kind of like Data, from Star Trek Next Generation there. And then if you brought the welcome down or like yourself up and then adjusted the camera angle, just such like almost if the welcome was like at neck height, like this part here, then we could probably get the whole word. It's just a thought. That having been said, I like the books. They're colorful. That makes me wonder if hey, do you have Amazon affiliate links to books in your video descriptions? I don't know if you're talking about books. Might be something to consider. If you go for the Amazon affiliate program, a couple things I want to mention quickly to anyone who's interested in that. One, you need to make, I think, 3 sales in your first 6 months, I think it is. Otherwise, you get kicked out of the program. And that's actually what happened to me. I had a product that was sent to me, and they wanted me to include links to the product that was on Amazon. And so I was like, sounds like time for me to become an affiliate so that I can get a little something on that too. If I'm going to be reviewing a product, including product links anyways, why not wet my beak a little bit? And so I signed up, and I'm in Canada, but my audience is largely American. And in talking with the people who provided me the free sample product, I wasn't paid for it, but they gave me a sample. The deal was I was going to provide a link to both the Canadian and American Amazon site. And so I was like, okay, I signed up for both programs. I was able to make those 3 purchases in the required time frame for Amazon US. I did not in Canada. So I got booted out of the Canadian affiliate program. Maybe one day I'll try it again, but it would probably need a trigger like that to get me to do it. And so my affiliate links are for Amazon US. So anyone outside of the US, my Amazon links might help you find your product, but I don't get anything out of that. And that's totally fine. That's just a nice to have. The primary point is helping people here. But that's something, so if you think that you could potentially make those 3 sales in whatever region you might want to target, then it might be something to think about if you haven't already. So, description. My name is Sean Holden. My channel is to breed positivity. Breed is an interesting word. Might want to use a synonym. A positive mental attitude can help you cope with. This is great. But the beginning, there's unnecessary words there. You could almost talk about yourself in the third person, maybe. Sean Holden is all about spreading positivity. A positive mental attitude can help you cope with whatever life throws at you or whatever you say from there. Something that takes out, like, it's just extraneous words. My name is and my channel is. It's repetitive. It doesn't add value. It's not searchable. I do like the idea of having your channel name in there so that you continue to lock down the SEO on that. That is something to think about, just eyeing the time here. So anyways, let's dive in because I'm actually kind of curious. It sounds like a cool channel. Like, this might be something I might benefit from myself right about now. Helping others help themselves. I love that. I love that. I mean, you probably didn't coin it because it's a relatively simple expression. You could put that at the beginning of your description. That's great. I love that. This is a pretty good image for the background. It's a little fuzzy on the right-hand side. And I guess to a lesser extent on the left. It could be a little crisper. I think it's a really good starting place. I feel like the name is a little low. You might want to bring that up just a little bit. But I like the typeface. I like the contrast. Really solid start here with your banner. Other people looking for banner ideas, if you don't have one, maybe this will inspire you. I don't know. If you're looking for also banner ideas, my Vacation Impossible banner, kind of proud of. I think the typeface needs some tweaking, but the image, my little picture of the Alaska Glacier that I took with my old Sony phone, my Xperia, I super like that picture. But this is pretty good. I like the open horizon and sense of it. I would move the name up a little bit and maybe update the image some point in the future with something a little bit higher def, for lack of a better word, a little bit crisper. But I really like the aesthetic you're going for there. It looks really good. Introduction to my channel. What to cover in your channel? What? What to cover in your channel? I gotta know. What is the full title of this video? Is this a channel trailer about how to make a channel trailer? Is this channel trailerception? This is very meta. This one. I suddenly very much want to watch this video. It's 3 minutes long. It's a little long for channel trailer. Irony. But, I mean, maybe it's engaging, and some people make the longer ones, and it works fine. I mean, it's not super long. It's not like, 8 minutes where I'd be like, what are you doing? 3 could totally work. What you need to cover in your channel trailer. So, do you help other YouTubers? Do you do my kind of thing? That's kind of cool. This might be the first time I've reviewed a channel that does the same kind of thing that I do on this channel. I'm really glad I took the time on this one. This is surprising me in a few different ways. This will give you an introduction to my channel and help you know what to cover in your channel trailer. I answer 5 questions in the introduction to my channel to help you understand what my channel will be about, what to expect. These are 5 questions you need to answer. Well, now I'm wondering if I answer them. I will be talking about the following throughout my videos: motivation, mental health, and positive mindsets. I like that. Mindfulness, if you don't cover mindfulness, I mean, it has to tie into this as well. It's just something to think about. Irony, little joke. That was more of a pun. No, I don't know. It's been a long weekend. I need my dinner. Inspiring videos to help you when you need it most. I like that too. That's great. You're like a great slogan machine here. This is fantastic. If you have anything you would like me to cover, then please feel free to let me know. Enjoy, and remember, if you like what you see, then please subscribe. People are saying nice things about your accent. I want to watch this channel. I might watch this later. I don't watch videos during my live streams for copyright issues and time. But this is compelling. Okay, so you've got your uploads, which is cool. Again, popular uploads is a really good one to put here. There's a lot of consistency in your thumbnails here. It's interesting, though. There is like a color tone differential on your third thumbnail from all the others. It's a little bit of like one of these things is not like the other. Thanks and apologies, Sesame Street. A couple times you get a little into where the time code is, but this is such a great picture. So like I don't want to tell you to change it because that is a great thumbnail on that first picture there. This one's solid. That's great. Yeah, it's interesting. And over here I see that you tried something a little different with the YouTube logo, which is interesting. Because here, why are routines so important? Routine hints. The title doesn't sound like it's about YouTube, but it's got the YouTube logo in there, the play button. So if this is about routines for YouTubers, keep it. If it's not, I would consider dropping that play button because it seems out of place as a result. Lockdown opened my eyes. Life lessons, like same thing. Between these last 2 thumbnails here that we're seeing, I like the blue in the last one more so than the other one. The other one is like muted and a little dull, if you don't mind me saying. But the other blue, cyan, whatever color that is, a little bit more bright, higher contrast. But I like your use of the sign. And again, these expressive things. Thumbnails 1, 2, 4, 5, even 6. Really, it's just this accept your past one. Yeah, I don't know. The expression there, I mean, it kind of conveys that it's difficult to accept your past. So, like, it sounds like it might be kind of real talk. So I kind of appreciate that. So maybe don't change it. But these are just some things to think about from an effectiveness standpoint. Do you have playlists? You do have playlists. Okay. All videos doesn't count. Become a better person. Pandemic support. That's interesting. That's interesting. Normally, when you don't have a playlist on your homepage, and I see you have a playlist with 6 or more videos, I recommend you put it there. But pandemic support. I mean, I know that they were demonetizing stuff talking about it initially, and then they turned around on it because hell, it's the new normal, and how can you get through a video without mentioning it? I wonder about putting that on the homepage. I don't know. I'd be curious to like know what kind of search terms are performing well for you. If you're doing well with pandemic-related search terms, then yeah, just leave it. If you're not getting any traffic from pandemic-related search terms, then you could maybe make it broader and more evergreen. And so it could be like support in difficult times, something like that, to maybe draw it a little bit away from the pandemic. Partly because I don't know what kind of SEO impact pandemic-related search terms are having. I don't know. But then, again, it makes it a little bit more evergreen because this pandemic's not going to be around forever. And I think people are having a lot of fatigue around the subject matter. Now, your videos might actually help them with that fatigue, ironically. I just wonder if it's a little broader in the way it's presented. Might reach more people. I honestly don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure. I'm curious how you're using your community tab. Hello, everyone. So because I am lucky enough to have over 1,000 subscribers, YouTube is this cool feature which allows me to reach out and engage with my subscribers. That was 3 weeks ago, so it looks like you've somewhat recently hit 1K. Congratulations. I'm wondering if you have the watch time, you get monetized? Is that even a goal that you have? Some people don't care. Thank you. I'm reading this because I'm curious how to use my community tab. I think I could do better at it. I'm still wrapping my head around how to use it. I want to thank each and every one of you amazing subscribers who have made these last couple of months so amazing. And your kind messages and comments have really helped keep me motivated to continue creating. That's interesting, inconsistent emoji there. If you don't have TubeBuddy, even the free version has the emoji picker, which is actually really helpful for these sorts of things, to make sure that your emojis have a consistent look. It sounds silly. I have a video about it here on this channel if you want to know more, but it's free, so why not? I find it very helpful. Because you can also do a little search, rather than scrolling through tons of emojis or learning all of the codes or copying it from somewhere else or however the hell people manage their emojis without TubeBuddy. I don't even know. I'm at a loss without it. I wanted to use this as an opportunity to ask you wonderful people, what sort of new videos would you like to see from me? Let me know. And 23 comments, 25, that's a pretty good, you get a lot more engagement on your community tab than I do. That's pretty awesome. So that was sort of a mini review, but I'm definitely capping reviews now, just because I don't have much time. Tia was asking how to get a review. That's probably before I did the review. To have 10 tags in the video will work. Yeah, I mean, it's all about maxing out your tags, is my recommendation. I don't know that there's a set number, just as many as you can fit in that work well. Because the thing about small YouTubers is we want the long tail keywords. The longer your tags are, the less competition, and that's how we grow as small channels to then grow an audience and later compete with the big boys on the shorter terms. And so as a result, some of those longer keywords could take up a lot of characters. And so you might not be able to get 10. It depends. And so I caution against people having like set numbers for things like that. I think it's more about like just go until you can't go any further in terms of filling the space. John's Low Carb Life says hi with a smiley. And yeah, Brickworld Therapy was explained just as early in chat. First come, first serve. I need to check those SEO videos. Yeah, so if you're curious about SEO, I made a trilogy of videos. I don't know why I like calling them a trilogy so much, but I do. So there you have it. On the channel. And so we have on our homepage, after our uploads, 7 people watching. Okay. It's a Sunday. Sunday's not as big as Saturdays. But we do have this SEO playlist here. And so I've sorted it so that it goes through sort of the process. So first, it's all about writing the title. That's part 1. And then part 2, your Empire Strikes Back or Attack of the Clones, whatever you want, is writing descriptions. And then we get into the tags in the 3rd video. And then from there, we talk about some other things using TubeBuddy Keyword Explorer, maxing out your tags. I was just talking about some other SEO videos. But those first 3, I think, are particularly helpful. It's written assuming you know nothing. I mean, yeah, that's actually it's rare that I have a script that I do, and these were scripted. And so, but it is coming from that perspective. Oh, look, 666 views. Come on, Christian, save me from 666s. Manipulate your religion into getting views. I'm a classy dude. But anyways, yeah, so it starts off with how to write a good title. That's one of the first ones because title's one of the first things you fill out when you're uploading, but also like the title, different people have different processes. I normally create a video because I have something I want to say, and then I find the title that describes it. But other people work the other way sometimes, where they come up with the title that's like really searchable. If they're really like business-like oriented, really like tactical about how they're growing their channel, if that's their focus, they might think, okay, like here's a really searchable thing that's like I can do really well, the SEO. So here's the good title. Now I'll create a video that flows from the title. And so knowing that some people operate that way, I put titles first. Then descriptions comes next because that's what's next in the field, and it's a little bit more complicated. It's a longer video by 2 minutes. And then tags is where we get even more complicated by an order of magnitude. So that's a good 10-minute video. Really takes you through that whole process. So hopefully that's helpful. I've considered making SEO videos about a couple other things too. I was thinking about doing something dedicated about hashtags. I was thinking about comments, also like captions, possibly a couple other things. Down the horizon somewhere. I don't know when I'd have the time, and I'm still formulating my thoughts, so not fully ready for that. Tia, I was the first to comment for review. Yay, you absolutely were. You demonstrated how it worked before you asked how it worked, which was awesome. You nailed it. Good instincts. I think there were a couple ahead of you in chat before you joined. There may have been, but they didn't ask, so got to get in. I'm not sure how many he's doing today. It was like 2.5. It was like kind of 2.5 or like 1 and 2 fractions. I don't know. It's a short day for this broadcast. Either way, the isn't niche based, so hopefully it's helpful either way. Thank you for that. That is hopefully true. It was like 35 degrees all day long, and now it's 27. Only have a fan, no AC. My heart goes out to you. I mean, you probably already know these things. Cold shower, get a face cloth, cool cloth, put it on your head. If you can place a bucket of ice in front of the fan, these are all the growing up poor tricks for cooling down in the hot summer. Yeah, shut off everything. Wear as little clothes as possible. And good luck. I don't know. One thing that you could do for entertainment after this live stream possibly is like listen to a podcast, because that won't generate very much heat. And maybe it's something that you could kind of like fall asleep to. That's an idea. You could check out the Vacation Impossible podcast. We're on Spotify, and where all fine podcasts can be found for the most part. Let's see here. Lol at the autocorrect. How on earth did I miss your request? I don't know, but thankfully I caught it. Heron says I jumped his request. I didn't see anything. I see hello everyone. I didn't see a request. Hopefully I can get you in a future live stream, but I've got like 11 minutes here, so it's not enough time to do it justice. And I want to get caught up on whatever else was going on in chat here. Imagine if it rained concrete cows. Huh. A lot of people would die. 49-cent Rage Hamilton says hi. Kiss your roof goodbye, says Brickroll Therapy, yeah. 5 more to the goal. That really helps. We do Roblox too. Okay, so Roblox. And that, like that, when I was looking at that channel, it looked like a Roblox thing. I don't play Roblox, but obviously I see a lot of the Roblox videos being shared in our Facebook group, and I see the thumbnails often pop up, but don't always. And so I got a sense of what like the faces in Roblox kind of look like. Again, Hearn, I'm sorry if that I may have missed your request. Let's see here. Yeah, chat does glitch, and that kind of sucks. I mean, it's free, so, I mean, money refunded. I do apologize about that. Rewatch tomorrow? Yeah, that's a good idea. Normally, what I say is that these are rewatchable between 20 and 40 minutes after the broadcast, but the last time I went live, it took like a day to process. I don't know why. So this will be available to rewatch whenever YouTube bloody well feels like letting you. As soon as possible. It's all automated. I just, I set the default so that it's visible immediately afterwards, and then YouTube just does some processing, whatever that is, and then makes it available. But how long that takes is out of my hands. The character is a Roblox character. Okay. Hello, great Googa Mooga. Ray is live. Bring on the learning. I like that. Okay, thanks. I'll change it. Cool. And again, don't feel like you have to do any of the things I'm saying. I'm only speaking from my experience. I don't make any guarantees of results. But also feel free to experiment. Maybe my suggestion isn't exactly what you do, but might inspire you to do something else. Or maybe you try it, and it gets you good results, you keep it. It gets you bad results, you get rid of it. Whatever makes sense for you. No pressure. Not enough pressure in this world. Tia Places a Roblox gaming channel. Say that, please, in the description. Does anyone see my comments? Comments or chat? Because it's easy to confuse the two. I saw, your chat, but only just now, because you know how I get behind. Operations Life is not new to this. John's Low Carb Life. Hi, I would like a review, please, although I might have to go as it's late here in the UK. If I do, I'll rewatch it. Yeah, sorry I wasn't able to get to your channel. Subscribe with notifications on. I might be able to get to it in a future live stream. I might do a paid option. I kind of got burned recently on that, so I have some hesitancy. But if you want to do get a paid review, you can reach out to me through DM on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. Any of those will work, and it'd be a paid thing. And what I would do is I would do a minimum of 45 minutes, maximum 1 hour review of your channel that I'll post on this channel. So you might get a little exposure. You can rewatch it as much as you want, and it will include concrete recommendations to hopefully improve your channel. If that's something you're interested in, I'd certainly be willing to consider it. Only started 2 months. In 2 months, that is some amazing growth there, Tia. That's a lot to be proud of in just 2 months. I didn't grow that fast on either of my channels. Operation Life, I see your comments. He asked me to check out his new channel art, but it isn't posting those messages. Yeah, I did not see a message about checking out channel art. I didn't see it at all. Out of my hands, I'm sorry to say. I don't have socials. Again, I recommend at least one. At least Twitter. It's the easiest one. And again, you don't have to stick with it or anything. Just have it there, link it up so that it's there. I have my intro. I have my Roblox profile and stuff. Cool. Do you actually get viewers from the game? Are you able to drive traffic from Roblox to your channel? I'd be curious if that is a thing that works well. A lot of people are lazy, like to be able to click the links. We have people in the group that have big followings on TikTok. Yeah, I do worry about that. If you're on TikTok, maybe you have faith that Microsoft will buy it. And honestly, if Microsoft does buy it, I might just get on it myself because I'm a big Microsoft fan. You know, I have a Microsoft Pro Surface 7 that I use. I really like the keyboards, although I'm not using one right now because mine died and I had a bunch of old keyboards, so I should probably work my way through those. You know, Windows for life. Their mice are really good too, but and when I say like my keyboard and mouse died, I'm talking after like well over a dozen years of use. So they're made to last. So I'm a fan. So if they get TikTok, because I have concerns about the security aspect of it. I got TikTok for like a hot minute on my previous phone, and it ate up so much memory that I had to uninstall it shortly after. It was insane how much space that thing took up. And so that kind of lends credence to, you know, and also understanding the ownership structure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're doing it now, but I think at some point they were definitely using it for, let's say, data mining at the least, and potentially like international espionage and spying at the worst. Somewhere on that continuum, I think there was some malfeasance. I don't necessarily have proof, but the things that I've read and my personal experience tends to support that. So if Microsoft buys it, I might get on it. Again, I created a Vacation Impossible account, so if you're on TikTok, feel free to go follow it. But if you are on TikTok, take what's happening seriously, is my advice. Get your audience over to another platform. And I'm not saying give up on it. You can do things on both. But don't just put all your eggs in that one basket, because that basket's falling apart right now. So, yeah. Let's see. It's a good thing in case your channel gets hacked, which does happen. Yeah, and, you know, Roberto Blake recently put out a video about hacking. And so he was talking about, like, this SIM card spoofing stuff. And that gets into some of the thing I was saying earlier about, like, if you want to use your own name, don't use your real name is my advice. Certainly not first and last. And try to, like, yeah, we want to be careful about this. This social engineering hacks is a problem. As they learn little details about you, you know, like a BuzzFeed quiz, then they can know enough to potentially pass an ID check with a service provider, either automated or calling in. And, you know, that's something to be concerned about. So, you know, it's don't tell people who your service provider is for your cell phone, was the big takeaway I took from Roberto Blake's video on that. That surprised me, because I've been critical of my provider in a video once before. So I almost feel like I have to do false flag operations and be like, you know, yeah, I'm with Sprint. I'm Canadian. Sprint isn't in Canada. Sprint is my mobile service provider. I have an iPhone, because I love Macs, and I live in Alberta, and I'm 26. Can we all just pretend that's true? Maybe I'll just start throwing out false personal information to confuse people, so I don't get hacked. Let's see here. I'm gonna sleep. Goodbye. We'll rewatch later. Well, Slayer, hopefully you're watching us on the replay, and so thanks for coming back. Appreciate you being here. Hope you slept well. Night. I posted a 1K subs GIF and thanked all of the subscribers that supported my channel. I wanted to let them know that I appreciated them. And that's good. I mean, and that's the thing is, and this actually ties into mindfulness, which I think the fellow from before would appreciate, is I think practicing gratitude is a great thing to do just in life. I think it's good for mental, physical health. It improves relationships, and it makes appreciating others makes them appreciate you. And so, yeah, I think that showing your supporters that you appreciate them is really important. Just make sure that I think you do it in the appropriate venue at the appropriate time. Because if, you know, if that's people's first experience with you, it might, like, it's almost like they have to wait through that to get to what they're probably looking for, since they don't support you yet. And so, yeah, absolutely do those things. And the community tab, I think, is a perfect place. But maybe don't, like, at the beginning of your channel trailer, thanks for 1,000 subscribers. No, don't. My recommendation is don't. You know, but put it somewhere else. That makes sense. Twitter's a good place for that as well, for thanking your supporters. It's Roblox. It has loads of games. Yeah, it's like a platform. It's like games on games on games or something. I don't know. I'm an old man. That came out a little too raspy. I was saying I'm an old man, but I overdid the raspy voice. He doesn't keep up with chat when he starts reviewing channels. Yeah, I'm a mess. Just watched his trailer. The script for that would make a great about. Cool. Thanks, Stupid Robot Fighting League, for that. It's a website with loads of other games. Oh, dang, congratulations. Make it. Oh, this is where I must have been talking about the ESPN and the Fortnite thing. Yeah. Make a mini Stupid Robot as a trophy. That's a cool idea. I like PlaceIt. Yeah. PlaceIt, solid. It's quick. It's easy. You don't have to be an expert. You can upload your own graphics, which I like. I've got a video on this channel where I actually just dedicate talking about it. I think it's called Get Templates or something. I forget what I called it exactly. No, it's probably up here. Oh yeah, the thumbnail is fun with intros, and then yeah, it's intro templates 2020 with a download link. That's where I talk about PlaceIt in a little bit more detail, and I did have some kind of fun with that. So like I created very quickly some intros that were kind of silly. That was fun to do. I ended up using Canva for my new intro and end screen. That's cool. That works. I mean, my end screen, prior to discovering PlaceIt, I had made... when you get TubeBuddy, the paid version, you get a sample pack of Roberto Blake's templates. I took one of his, and then I modified it and kind of used it as a template for my own. And I created end cards out of that, but it was a static image. But then when I found PlaceIt, now I'm using PlaceIt's end cards, and I've got graphics and things moving around. It's much more visually engaging. But it's using some of the same images that I had on my static end card. So there's a little consistency on Vacation Impossible's brand there, at least, which is nice. I've been considering ditching my intro, though, for audience retention. Yeah, that intro is tricky. Make it so short. And there's like, oh my god, all those intros, that's just text bouncing to EDM music. I can't take it anymore. Especially when it goes for like 20, 40, 60 seconds. I just want to stop. But like a nice 5 to 10 seconds, not too bad. I look at things like, what is it, video creators? And is that Tim Schmoyer's endeavor? Or am I confusing it with the other guy? They do some pretty quick, short ones, which isn't bad. And so that's the length that I would like. So 5 to 10 seconds. Don't go much more, like 20 at the outside if it's super interesting. Like if you want an intro that goes more than like 15-20 seconds, you have to have something like the Angry Video Game Nerd. You need a song, you need a whole thing. I got kicked out on my old channel, so I'm not bothering on my new one until I get more subscribers. That's an interesting approach. That would be a longer conversation. But I'm kind of out of time. YouTube is glitchy AF today. Sorry to hear that. Anyways, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Sorry, it was a shorter show and a shorter notice show, but that's just the way life is. We do what we can to help. But, you know, we're on a multitude of other platforms, so check us out there. I think the most useful one is our Facebook group, where I've created units that help, but also, of course, the videos here on this channel, I think, is a big help as well. So since I am the owner-creator of Vacation Impossible, I like to end these live streams with sort of a Mission Impossible type call to action, if you will. Something actionable that you can do. Normally it's to grow your channel, and this one might, but today's going to be a little different. So your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to go spread kindness somewhere. Go comment on somebody's video, something that is nice. Go tweet at somebody something nice. You know, go do just spread a little positivity in the world. Let's have a little injection of that right now. There's a whole lot of the other stuff going on right now, and I think the world is we're crawling through a desert right now, and we're so thirsty for positivity that at this point, like if we came upon an oasis, we drink the sand. With apologies to Aaron Sorkin for stealing from The American President, which is a great movie. But it really kind of feels like that. And so, like, from a benevolent standpoint, like, go make someone smile. Just to make the world a better place with a little positivity. I was watching an interview with an actor. Who was it? It was, what's his name? Chris Evans, Captain America. He said something, I watched it earlier today, and he said, I've never come away from a message board feeling better about myself. And that's probably accurate and a little hard to hear. And it doesn't need to be that way. So whether it's in a Facebook group, on Twitter, YouTube, something, go find someone somewhere and just spread some positivity to make the world a better place. But let's put that aside for a second. There is a completely selfish reason to do that as well. Because it shows that you're a positive person, which I think people are desperate for right now. And you never know, if it's a comment on a YouTube video, for example, or a tweet or something, other people might see it and they might follow that back to your channel in some way. So it's entirely possible that can happen. So whatever your motivation, whether it's sort of the semi-corrupt intent of promoting yourself, or just wanting to make the world a slightly better place in some small way, we all have the power to do that every moment of every day that we're awake and not, doing something else. So that's, I think, just what I think we should try to do. Let's go inject a little positivity into the internet somewhere, in some way. And don't say subscribe to my channel. Don't say sub to me. Don't sell yourself. Just go say something nice about something that someone else is doing. Hey, you made your points really well. And you know what? Bonus points if it's someone you disagree with. Say something nice about someone you disagree with would be nice bonus points. That can be hard, though. Might prompt an argument. You might not want to do it. I don't blame you. But maybe just go find something nice to say to somebody about something that they're putting their heart and soul into. And it might make all the difference in the world to them. It might not. It might not even get noticed. If it's a giant channel, who knows whether they'll see it or not. But let's all do that. I'm going to go do that myself. And that's your mission if you choose to accept it, but I hope you do. And thank you so much for watching. I don't know when I'm doing this again because I just can't predict life. But thank you so much. Notifications on if you want to catch us early again. Yeah, we'll see you hopefully in the next live stream and certainly in the Facebook group. So feel free to join if you haven't already. We're staggering intakes right now just to control the flow. So you might have to wait a little bit, and I apologize if you have to wait to get in, but we're just trying to make sure that things are nice and clean, cut down on the spam before letting a whole bunch more people in. Just kind of a thing we're doing in the days that we're living in, because the group is growing. We're well over 250,000 people. It's crazy, but it's a great resource. So hopefully to see you in the group in the next live stream. Thank you so much for watching. Go out there and spread some positivity. Thanks for being here. This live stream will self-destruct in 5 seconds.